All right, have and have not fans. Believe it or not, and let me just say this up front: I am not siding with Jim Cryer in terms of Jeremy. You're defending Jim after the whole Mr. Jim scenario. No, we're breaking down some stats from the show. We're talking numbers, and of course, we're talking that almighty dollar, and that's whether or not Jim Cryer is broke. I mean, obviously, the clear answer is, well, Jeremy, technically he's not broke because Candace sent him $8.35. But we need to go back to last season because I actually went on my channel and searched my channel for keywords like Jim money. And I did a bunch of videos. I even did a video over a year ago about Veronica and Jim sleeping together. A video about Celine's child support over a year ago. So yeah, go through the archives of the channel. There's plenty of content there. But I forgot the episode number, but yeah, okay. So it was in season 5. It was basically, when Catherine was all about getting the divorce from Jim, and this was when, actually, let me see if I can find the episode title, because I was looking before. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it was in season 5. Basically, this was when Catherine was trying to get a divorce from Jim, pretty much had cut off all his credit cards, emptied his bank accounts, all that good stuff. And Gia was in the picture. Now, there was the episode where Catherine walked in on Gia and Jim in her hotel, because remember, Artesian Hotel is hers, or she's like the biggest stockholder in the hotel, whatever you want to call it. But basically, it was during this time that Jim was like, okay, you see, you need me right now. You're nothing without me. Basically, trying to get out of the scenario of them going to jail. So he demanded, right there on the spot, Catherine call up Lloyd, reactivate his bank cards, and put $10 million in his account because that was his money. Then, at that point, Jim had $10 million, okay? And we're going to skip over the Wyatt inheritance thing because, remember, that money was in Wyatt's accounts. Oscar got Wyatt's account information to take it and then transfer it back to Jim. So the money that Candace intercepted was from Wyatt's account. It wasn't Jim's. So let's fast forward from season 5 all the way to season 6. We're going to episode 157 entitled On the Edge. This was when Jim was getting together $75,000 for the sake of Wyatt, because it was $50,000 for Wyatt's debt to the Malones, $20,000 for Benny, and then an extra five. Well, actually, sorry about that. 40 grand. 40. I'm sorry. I got my numbers mixed up. It was $75,000 total, but of course, Mitch was tricking Jim because that money was a culmination of both the money that was owed by Wyatt, for slicing Benny's throat, combined with Benny's debt and the interest of that without them knowing it. So basically, he needed $75,000 in cash from Lloyd at the bank in order to pay the Malones. But Lloyd said this, and I quote, $3,400. Jim Cryer went from having $10 million in the previous season, in season 5, when Catherine gave him $10 million, and for whatever reason, he has $3,400. But then again, you could actually say, well, Jeremy, he's about to have $3,400, well, $3,408.35. We don't know if he paid off Akil. We don't know about him paying the surgeon. Either way, we know he doesn't have that much money. So I don't know where the hell his money went. So let me just put it this way. This video isn't about where did Jim's money go. This is about Jim not having a dime. Let's put it this way. Jim earned money while he was on the bench as a judge. He worked his way up to becoming a judge. So obviously, being in the law, being a career of law for a while, he earned money. Catherine was born rich. She was born into a wealthy family. She was an heiress, so obviously she never had to really work. Like, her investing money in things like the hotel and whatnot makes sense, because money makes money. You got to spend money to make money. But Jim Cryer isn't dirt broke. That's the thing people need to really remember. Do I think he really was worth $10 million? And then, that's why he demanded $10 million from Catherine? Possibly, because if you remember during his campaign for governor, he mentioned how he ran a lot of successful businesses before becoming a judge. So he probably earned a good amount of money from his former businesses before going into law and then finally stepping down from the bench to run for governor. So Jim Cryer, and even Hannah mentioned this early on in season 1 during the times where Celine was acting shady because she was like wondering why Catherine and Hannah were getting so close. And Hannah's like, well, you know, Jim, he has money, but not as much as Catherine. So Jim Cryer is not dirt poor. He isn't broke. He doesn't have as much money as Catherine. So let me just put that disclaimer out there. From his former businesses, from his time working in law, you know, up the ranks until he became a judge, Jim Cryer should have money. I mean, obviously things got kind of messed up when Candace took the $7.4 million, and then we're in like season 2, and Catherine's trying to wonder, okay, what happened to $7.4 million that was taken out of our bank account? And then, you know, Jim was like, I don't want to tell you. And basically Catherine's like, fine, let's get a divorce. You can leave. You can walk out of this house with the clothes on your back and your life. That $7.4 million would be considered your alimony or whatever you want to call it. So that right there was pretty much their agreement. But then you fast forward to when David was able to get Oscar to recoup the like $4 million or whatever that was left, you know, after Candace had bought the tow yard as well as the houses and the cars and the clothes and whatnot. And then he gave that back to Jim. And then you move forward from there when she asked for $2 million in cash to give to Warlock. And then, you know, she signed the documents and Jim worked with Lloyd so the bank could foreclose on everything that Candace had, the houses and the tow yard. So that was taken back by the bank, and Jim and Catherine both have a large say in terms of the board or the trustees of the bank. So I guess in a way Jim was able to get that property back, I guess. But yeah, either way, guys, long story short, Jim Cryer has money, or he should, but I'm still unaware of what happened from him getting $10 million. No, I don't think Catherine took it away. This was before the whole executor thing. We're talking season 6 here. Because even Jim asked Catherine for $75,000. Then Catherine was scoffing like, you don't even have $75,000 anymore, Jim? Because this was for saving Wyatt. So remember, oh God. Wait a minute. Did I do my math wrong again? I forgot. Okay. Yeah. So Catherine gave Jim $10 million. And then for whatever reason in like one season, it went down to $3,400. I have no idea what happened to that money in Jim's account. Did Tyler Perry forget about that? Was it a plot convenience thing? I don't know. But either way, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But this is just a disclaimer. Guys, Jim Cryer is not dirt poor. He came from those upbringings. That's why he got with Catherine. And, you know, thanks to her family, he was able to become a have instead of a have not. And he was able to work and earn money. So he is shady. He is garbage, but he isn't broke. Even though technically he kind of is at the moment. Because, again, he, for some reason, doesn't have the $10 million anymore. Doesn't even have $4,000 in his bank account. And given the fact that Catherine is about to have Hannah being the executor, you could make the argument that if the paperwork that she gives Hannah to fill out includes all the bank accounts, including Jim's, that means the few $1,000s or even the $835 in Jim's bank account is now under the control of Hannah. So technically speaking, he would have no money without Hannah say so. So that's all I got for this video. I hope you follow along. Like, I literally had to pull information from seasons 6, season 5, season 1, basically a little bit from every season. Let me just kind of break it down that way. But just keep that in mind. Jim Cryer does have money, not as much as Catherine, obviously, but he did have money. That's the easiest way to put it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss out on any new content. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And speaking of money, if you would like to donate to the channel, there's a link to my PayPal in the description box as well. Or if you want to go to eBay and check out my items I listed earlier today, free shipping on everything. Right now, it's nothing but trading cards. Easiest things for me to ship, plus have a book full of stamps. So, you know, check it out. I'll add more stuff later this week, action figures and whatnot. I got a few digital cameras I'm trying to get rid of too, so be on the lookout for that soon. And with that being said, I'll catch you all in the next video.